Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Sustainable Finance with me, Gaurav. Today we will learn about another debt instrument called transition bonds. The major issue with green bonds is that they fund only green projects. Not every project can turn green immediately and certain industries may never turn green, for example tanning industry. However, they should become greener and by slowing the rate of damage, they do their bit. How to do that? Enter transition bonds. A new class of bonds, the proceeds of which are used to fund a firm's transition towards reduced carbon emissions. The proceeds can be used exclusively to finance new and or existing eligible transition projects. These bonds require the issuer to commit to shifting more sustainable business practices. The transition bonds do not require the project or the issuer to be classified as green, but they are required to use these proceeds for climate transition related activities. Now, this opens a huge window of opportunity to the firms that find raising money through green bonds almost impossible. Unlike green bonds, where the focus is on direct use of debt proceeds for the environmentally friendly projects or the profile of the issuer, the transition bonds focus on issuers' commitment towards becoming greener. A focus on behavior is an approach that has been recently gaining significant momentum in the loan market, particularly through products such as sustainability-linked loans. When Marfrig, the Sao Paulo-based second largest beef manufacturer in the world, failed to raise money through green bond to clean up its supply chain by using funds to buy only from suppliers who were committed to preserve Amazon's rainforest, its bankers came up with an innovative solution. They repackaged the bond as Sustainable Transition Bond. It was met with great enthusiasm and was referenced as the first transition bond. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reported that an average of $2.9 trillion in investments is required between the year 2016 to 2050 to support necessary clean energy infrastructure to limit global warming. Now, green bonds offer a fraction of this amount, and cumulative green bond issuance between 2007 and 18 could only reach $580 billion. The transition bonds could be a way to fulfill this investment gap by enabling firms that would not qualify to issue green bonds to obtain sustainably linked financing. They can also fulfill increasing demand for sustainable investment opportunities that risk being unmet due to limited supply of green bonds. From energy sector to transportation sector to cement and smelting industries, there is scope everywhere to improve. Financial assistance would accelerate the improvement and push us towards a sustainable future. Any increase in issuance of transition bonds would be controversial. They could offer polluting companies a green makeover without the requirement of changing their practices. To counter the same, Marfrig is regularly being audited to ensure that the funds are being used to address sustainable and environmental issues. It's still in the early stages and regulations are not yet in place for the commitments required by the companies to eligible for transition bonds. However, firms will likely be required to commit to specific targets and broader sustainability goals. AXA investment managers put forward their transition bond guidelines, which recommend similar disclosures as green bond principles on use of proceeds, project evaluation and selection of process, and management of these proceeds and reporting. The reporting requirements would include proportion of proceeds used for financing and refinancing, declaration of projects which would be used, and the project's estimated environmental and social impact and indicators. Some of them could be reduction of greenhouse gases to energy efficiency gains to reduction in use of natural resources. If the number of firms seeking financing for environmental projects continue to increase and institutional investment grows, transition bonds may experience growth like that of sustainability-linked loans. The previous decade belonged to the green bonds, and this might be the decade for transition bonds. Like, comment and subscribe on this channel and follow us on Instagram to get more information about financial markets. Until next time, take care.